The firearms amnesty comes at a time when the country is witnessing a worrying increase in violent crime. Our correspondent Michelle Kanguru gives us more.
2 weeks ago, a video clip of a man being robbed at gunpoint in broad daylight went viral on social media. In the video, the suspects, armed with a gun, iron bar, and knives, appeared pouncing on the unsuspecting man who was driving in the Harare Southerton area. This is one of the many armed robbery cases reported in Zimbabwe this year. Police are yet to release the 2023 latest official cumulative figures. But a quick perusal on the internet will show that hardly a month passes without 2 major armed robberies being reported. Latest data from the Zimbabwe National Statistics Agency is from 2021. The data indicates that 9,515 cases of robbery occurred, including 1,120 cases of armed robbery in that year. 2020 figures were slightly lower, with 9,364 cases of robbery, including 931 cases of armed robbery. In most of these cases, guns are involved. Legal experts are worried that the country could be facing an increase in violent and gun crime. They are advocating for stiffer gun control measures.
The gun control must never be seen as a political battle, but as a public health issue. So there should be a very strong background check to check if one is fit to hold a firearm. And also, I am sure that the shop owners, those guys that sell firearms, should be a registered organization with the government.
Guns continue to pose significant threat to national and personal security. Reports of gun crimes evoke sentiments of insecurity among citizens. And police say they remain intolerant to violent crime and will not stop at anything in nipping it.
Besides arrest, remember, in the last 2-3 weeks, we have had shootouts with the criminals involved in armed robbery cases, where some of them have died. We've also had our own members who have also been injured. We are conducting awareness campaigns where we want the public to also be alert. Remember, we have a challenge of companies which are not bringing money. We have a challenge of individuals, family members who are not bringing money. And most of these people are targeted because information filters to the criminals.
The shootouts do not seem to be deterrent enough, at least at face value. Robbery and violent crimes continue being recorded in the country. In some cases, guns are used for crimes of passion. In some instances, motives remain mysterious. The Jason Muvevi case quickly comes to mind. So what really goes on in one's mind when they are behind the trigger just before making a kill shot?
You would note that in terms of cognition, we are looking at cognitive biases, we are looking at cognitive shortcuts. These are biases that prevent one from thoroughly analyzing the consequences and the likely end result. And that also dovetails into issues around anger, poor anger management, and also irritability and lack of the regulation or self-regulation, what we call dysregulation.
There is a school of thought that violent and specifically gun crime is learnt mainly through the media. Several studies have linked the specific childhood experiences and the use of guns in crime. While some scholars differ with this theory, Dr. Javangwe believes it carries water.
Look at gun availability. So when guns are available in the environment, it means that people will then learn how to use those guns. So, and if the guns are available and there's also somebody who teaches the person to use the gun, then yes, indeed, it's learned. And even from the media, some people will look at through what we call social cognitive learning theory, when they sort of hero worship certain people who are known to have committed crimes using guns.